Hi guys, do you want to see how to make this awesome wall clock for a Christmas present? Stick with me and I'll show you how. Hi guys, if you're new here, I'm JB and this is Mindfulness Reclaims. I'm here to show you how you can make amazing things out of reclaimed materials, mostly pallet wood. So for this project, we're going to need 3 lengths of pallet. If you haven't seen my videos already, I will put a link above and a link below for how to dismantle the pallet, which I've already done so with these. I've also pre-sanded these. Now, I'm going to lay these upside down. So this is going to be my 12 o'clock and that's going to be my 6 o'clock. I'll place these out how I want them roughly. Got about a 20mm gap along these edges here. And I want to stagger it going that way as well. Our clock dial is 115mm. So if we place it on there, we want really an extra 15mm gap. The centre point is going to be 130mm inwards, and all 3 of these pallets are 260mm from there to there. Now if I grab my tape, I want to mark 260 for this middle section, which is there. If I do the same for these ones, but I don't want to cut these at 260, so I want to add an extra 40mm on top of this because we've already got our 20mm overhang here. So 40mm on 260 is 300. So I'll mark 300 there, give that a scribe. So for this top one, we want to take off 40mm from the 260, which brings us to 220. So I'll mark that as well, like so. With this trusty saw, this will be a 90-degree angle, so you can use this as a set square if you need to. So I'll just place these to one side. I'm just going to run a line along the mark that I've just made, and we'll go ahead and do this to all 3 of these. Cool, so now we've got our marks, we can go ahead and cut these now. I'm going to cut these on this table, but what you might find is finding an edge of a table. I've got these trusty blocks which I'm going to place out, so you can kind of get an idea of how I'm cutting these. So I'll put these on top, I'll grab a clamp, and the clamp is just to stop it from moving around. When you clamp these, don't have this facing up, have this facing downwards. This section here is going to be my clock, so I want to cut it to the left hand side of the line. When you're using the saw, don't force it, let the saw do all the work. Place all these just to one side because we don't need those for the moment. So now we've got our 3 bits of pallet like so, and as you can see, that will make quite an awesome little clock, to be honest with you. Once we put the clock dial on there, the next step you need to do, we're going to need to hold this together somehow. So I'll place those roughly, and we'll measure 30mm over either side, which gives me 150mm. So we want to cut this 150mm and then cut it in half. I'll go ahead and mark this in a minute. We've got 150mm and then half, approximately about 42mm-ish. We'll just use our saw to run a line through that. I'm going to go ahead and cut these now. Also, we've got our 2 supports there. So now we've cut them off, we'll lay these out. Really, you want to have the nail heads so they're facing outwards, because then it will give it a rustic look. As you might have seen from my videos, I love a rustic look. So we'll put these upside down, like so. Kind of want it evenish. We've got our 2 supports there. I'm just going to mark a light line on either side, down there like so, and down there like so. The reason I'm doing that is so we know where to put the wood glue. I'm using Tight Bond. I'll put a link for all of the tools that I'm using in the descriptions below. Just sprinkle, don't go too mad. Sprinkle a little bit on there. Grab some ring shank nails. The ring shank nails that I'm using are 35mm. I'm going to go ahead and place these supports on my lines, like so. Grab your trusty pin hammer. I'm going to put one in the middle. And I'll put a nail into these other sides as well, the top and the bottom. Now, I don't know if you've done this yet or not, but be careful with the hammer when you're nailing because it really hurts, like really hurts. This wall clock will make an awesome Christmas present or birthday present or just a gift. Cool, there is our faceplate for our clock. The next step you need to do is mark 130mm. It can be from the top edge or the bottom edge, 130mm up, and then mark 130mm in, and that's going to be the centre of your clock. We'll go ahead and grab our drill now, And with our drill, you want to have an 8mm drill bit, and we'll just go ahead and drill down. Give it a slight little push if need be. Cool. I'm just going to grab some 120 grit sandpaper, give that side a clean, give these edges a quick clean off, which I have here. If you have got some pencil marks on the face of your clock, just give them a slight little sand off as well. I wouldn't worry too much about sanding the back because you're not going to see that. As long as most of the splinters are off these pallets, then we're good to go. Before I go ahead and put the clock face on, I mean the Roman numerals that I'm about to put on there, we want to give this front edge a varnish. I'm going to use water-based for this. You can pretty much get this from most hardware stores and it's really, really cheap. So we give this front edge a light varnish. You can have this clock face any shape you like. It all depends what your preference is. Mine is to have it like this because I think it looks smart and cool. Now let's leave this for half an hour to an hour to dry off, and then we'll come back and finish the rest of it. Cool. So now it's dry, we can now go to the next step and put our Roman numerals on. Let's go. Awesome. So now I've got my Roman numerals in front of me, which I printed off. I've mirrored this image on a site called Resize Pexel. I'll put a link below in the description. And the reason that I've done that is because I'm going to trace the numbers on the Pallet clock. And if you watch me a minute, I will show you how that's done. Get a pencil, push very hard on the lines, and mark where my 12 o'clock's going to be, about there. And replace Roman numerals in there like so, giving it a hard push, wiggle the line, and what you'll find is this should in theory stencil the Roman numeral onto the clock face. Like so. Don't know whether you can see that in the camera. You've got a slight mark there. I'm going to just draw these on now. So we've got our 12. Might just tidy that up a little bit now. Right, bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and do the other numbers and then we'll come back and put the clock in. As you can probably tell, I put the numbers in the wrong place. I put the 3 where the 9 should have been. So make sure you double check these before you stencil and use the paint pen. And there we have it. Next step, let's put the clock on. These funky mechanisms, I'll put a link below in the description, and they come with so many different clock dials. If you have any questions, drop them below in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer you to the best of my ability. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me for more. I've got some great projects coming up just in time for Christmas, which are nice and simple for you guys to make at home. Put all your pieces somewhere where you're not going to lose them. You've got a black washer here, put that on first. So where you've got this battery compartment, that's going to be facing towards the 6 o'clock. Get our brass washer and then our gold nut. It might be a bit fiddly because of how much room you've got to work with. You might need to adjust this ever so slightly so it's facing downwards. That washer, it'll tight, spin this clock face around if you need to. This clock mechanism to tighten that washer up at the front. Cool. You want it nice and tight so this isn't moving around, and position that so it's facing down. So you want your hour hand, which is a little one, push that on there. And the minute hand. Just give that a quick test. Cool. So there we go, we've got a clock that's working. Last bit, you've got this little nug here, and just push that in outside. Let's get the battery in there now. That Looks absolutely awesome. And there we have it. One pallet wall clock, which is going to make an amazing Christmas present. It's so simple to do and it will take you all of an hour, not much time at all. And someone will appreciate that because they know that you've made it. If you've enjoyed my video, hit that like and subscribe button below because I've got so many more amazing pallet creations coming up for you guys. I can't wait to share them with you. Until next time, I'll see you then.